Hello everyone, my name is FlareBlitzed and welcome to Here for Sweethearts. Not everyone gets chosen to attend Ether West Academy, but you have been chosen. And in the middle of the school year, no less, that means you have a lot to catch up on. Socially, of course. Yeah, we're not catching up on any academical work, is it now? With your charm and personality, you're sure to capture the hearts of all your classmates. And that's just what you intend to do. Gosh, what kind of person are we then? Just try and captivate the hearts of every single one of our classmates. Oh, and one last thing. Don't ask why you're dorming alone. It's not important. I'm sure it's not important in any way, shape or form. So, Here for Sweethearts, an episodically updating friend sim styled VN to try and get as many people as possible to love you. So, we're not looking for one person. We're looking for multiple people, so it would be the case. So, start. Warning, this game contains the following: strong language, discussions of death and murder. And note, this game is updated for chapters. As such, not all content warnings will be available for this screen alone. Extra content warnings will be listed at the beginning of each chapter. They appear in if when necessary. Discretion is advised. Click to continue, absolutely. Welcome! Today will be your first day at Ether West Academy, but we can't continue without knowing more about you, the player. So, what would you like to present yourself as? Masculine, androgynous, or feminine? We will be going with this option will not affect your ability to complete the game. Thank you. This option may affect how other characters describe you and the language they refer to you with. This discussion cannot be changed later, so choose wisely. Now, with all that out of the way, how are you going to present yourself as? You can select your choice using your arrow keys on mouse after clicking off the text box. Thank you very much. We're going to go with masculine. Masculinely. Now that we have settled, what is my name? Our name will just be Flare, okay? Flare. Yes, that's right. Of course it's right. You're Flare, and today is your first day at your new school. I wonder if the game is going to be like, wait, that's incorrect, that's not your name. And it's like, gosh, you're this name. Content creator alert. Like, some games do include Easter eggs where a particular content creator plays it, they include a certain name, and it's really like, hey, is this good for your YouTube channel or something like that? And today is your first day at your new school. Ether West Academy. A prestigious school that many can only imagine they could be selected for. The acceptance process is strange. You're given a letter by a ghostly angel. They descend down from heaven, but somehow they're a ghost, don't question it. And, well, they give you a letter to go to this academy, and then you're taught by ghosts that are also angels in their own ways. But except, these angels are there to both help you and haunt you. Let's move on. High grades, excellence in athletics, a good sum of money. Yes, because always money has to be involved in these sort of things, for goodness sakes. None of that seems to matter. Even child prodigies have been turned away from Ether West with no given reason as to why. And yet, miraculously, you were accepted to attend, and in the middle of a school year no less. This kind of opportunity can only come once in a lifetime, and there was no way you were going to pass up such one in a million chance. After spending what felt like forever preparing, you hopped on the train extra early this morning. Your luggage was in hand, quite full by the way, but not as full as your spirits. And now here you were, standing on the grass of a new beginning, a new school, a new breath of fresh air, and so many new opportunities for you to capture people's hearts. Because truly, that's what you're here for, really. To capture people's hearts. Not focus on one particular individual and call them your partner, but no. To call this person Monday, to call this person Tuesday, etc. A good education is nice and the campus is certainly lovely. But nothing could ever beat the feeling of knowing you are loved by those around you. Maybe romantically, maybe phonetically. The difference between those feelings really doesn't matter. It could be either or, and would mean the same to you regardless. Who knows, maybe even a mix of both. To truly capture someone's heart, you just need to mean something to them. Be someone that they care about. someone they might consider a friend. That's it. More than anything, you hope that this school would be an opportunity to meet people who will love you, in whatever form that love takes. And you are certain you will be loved here. You will make sure of it, no matter what. But before any of that, you need to actually sign in to school first. You remember speaking on the phone with the headmistress last weekend? Since she said that once you arrived, she will meet you in her office. She gave me directions on how to get there, as she wasn't sure how busy she would be, but seeing the campus in person was entirely different than just hearing about it over the phone. Yes, because a photo does not truly capture the imaginary thoughts and love for that particular scene when it is in real life. It's like going to a particular park of sorts and seeing it in a photo. It looks wonderful in the photo, but when you get there, it's like 1,000 times better because it's there right in front of you. Except the clouds might be in different places. Speaking of phones, yours was going off. Bring, bring. Oh, hi, Dad. Hello, Angel. How are you? How's the school? Do you like it there? You got there safe? And all your stuff is with you? If you forget anything, don't be afraid to let me know. I'll deliver it right over. I really don't mind. You know, if you really were a really genuine father, then you wouldn't add that last part in. But then again, as a child, you'd also do your part by being respectful. You explain to Dad that you just got here. He's got to give you a bit of breathing room first, rather than being overwhelming. You haven't even gotten to your dorm yet. I'm sorry, I just worry about you. Like any good parent would. Flare? There you are. Huh? Flare, over here! They're talking to you? Dad lunges for his phone. My gosh, what is this FaceTime? That's what you want to go by? I don't have a problem with it, I'm just... What's wrong with the name I gave you? You have to talk to me about these things, my angel. If you don't like... You hung up on your dad. Well, that's very rude. I have a brother like that, and it's really rude to just hang up on your parents. At least say goodbye or something. You know, appreciate that their presence is there. You'll apologise for it later. You better bloody do so. But you're busy right now. I don't have the time to focus on him. You have to talk to... Ah, Flare, there you are. There isn't a headmistress route, is there? I'm just kidding. I thought I might find you here, given our previous phone calls. I did my best to clear my schedule so that I could meet with you as soon as you arrived. I'm so happy to see you made it here safely. And look at you, dressed all dapper for your first day at school? Come with me, we'll get your paperwork all filled out, and then you can get a feel for things around campus. I say if there's a headmistress route because there is another visual novel coming out at some point in the future called... So there is. This is going to be more fanatical, or whatever you want to call it. Whenever you press start from the title screen, you'll be brought here. Here you can select which chapters to play. Use the purple arrows on the side to move between pages. Chapters must be completed successfully in a linear order. After you've completed a chapter, you may go back and replay it any time you like. You must successfully capture a character's heart to be able to move on to the next chapter. Chapters with grey backgrounds mean there is no heart that must be captured to progress. You just need to finish the route. If a chapter does not begin when you click it, it means you need to successfully complete the chapter before it first. For example, let's start with a chapter labelled Intro. Why was you given such a intro name? As in introduction, beginning, stuff like that. These things must happen chronologically. Anyways, what I was saying is that there is a visual novel coming out called Student Union next year in 2022 where there is such a thing as like a principal route. Once you have completed Intro and a teacher route, you will be able to meet Natina. You may use your mouse or arrows to navigate the page once you have clicked off this text box. Alright, more to come. Okay, so Theodore, Natina, and Intro. Fine. We will do our best to go through this in the order in which the game has provided it for us. I'm not going to try and here select, intro, Natina, Theodore. Intro, Natina, Theodore, something like that. We're just going to go from left to right. You follow the headmistress across campus. A few students turn to look at you as you do so. I'm not in trouble. This is my first day here. They must have immediately recognized you as being new. Maybe you would have said hello if you didn't have to sign in first. You continue to follow the headmistress down a few corridors and turn some turned corners until you finally reach her office. And in this office, we have this. The office seems almost claustrophobic for what appears to be such an open and large institution. So if we are to capture their hearts here, then there must be a possibility to not be able to capture their hearts. Bookshelves sit on both walls with not a single bit of shelf space left empty. Her desk sits in front of a window facing away from it. It is also rather purple in here. What a pitiful way to have a desk. But it is her choice. I wonder what the initial language this was set in, because that, on the desk there, does not look to be in English. What is the point of putting it across from a window if you aren't even going to look out of it? Well, it's supposed to provide the person who is sitting in that desk a bit more flair. Light. No puns intended. The headmistress takes a seat across from you at her desk. You follow suit and sit in one of the two chairs and rest on the other side. She rummages through her belongings and passes you a stack of documents. Sign these, please, and fill them out with the proper information. You do as instructed. It's so nice to finally meet you in person, Flare. Likewise, mistress. As you know, I am Headmistress Astriel. I don't know how to... Why are you giving us your first name immediately? That's a bit bizarre. I don't know how to pronounce your name, I do apologise. My last name is unimportant. Surely you would introduce yourself as your last name, since this is a school, rather than your first name. That's real creepy, I'm not gonna lie. Regardless, you may call me Headmistress. And it is with great pleasure that I welcome you to Ether West Academy. Now, before we send you out into the world, I'd like to go over a few school rules with you, if that's alright. You nod your head in agreement, of course. Splendid! Well, for starters, school uniforms and school-approved apparel are to be worn at all times while class is in session. More casual wear is permitted outside of class hours, but you will still have a dress code to follow. There is a curfew at 10 o'clock at night. Students must be in their dorm rooms at this time. We also ask that the dorm room you are in at curfew is your dorm room. Please do not attempt to stay over someone else's dorm room at night. I know that sleepovers with friends can be fun, but dorm rooms are for the two people assigned to them and no one else. And of course, we expect you to behave properly. Be respectful to your peers, clean up after yourself, don't vandalise or destroy anything belonging to the school. Or don't vandalise or destroy anything in particular, even if it's outside the school. But I don't think I have to worry about you in that regard. How comes? Any violation of the school will be punished accordingly. But hey, we aren't all rules and regulations here. Really? We have some fun in here for you too. Like, it's weird about the lack of conversation that the protagonist is providing. As I'm sure you notice, our campus is quite large, and that's because, well, we've just got so much here. We've got a library, gymnasium, a pool, a cafeteria, a baseball field, a football field, a school store, you name it, we've got it. Speaking of a cafeteria, all your food is prepaid for. You may eat to your heart's content. That's a bit greedy. You tell the headmistress that sounds wonderful. You're feeling pretty hungry after your long trip over here. Oh, I can only imagine. I'd be positively famished if I were you. So I won't hold you too much longer. Just a few more things to get through. On the weekends, we have some buses that come in that can take you downtown into the city. They arrive at 9:30 in the morning and return at 9:30 at night. So if you want to stop by the city, please remember to be mindful of the clock. You won't want to be marked absent for class because you missed the bus, would you? Well, we can always walk. but again that depends how far away it is. You reassure the headmistress that you keep your eye on the time. Oh, and another thing before I forget. We have a few school events like festivals and dances throughout the year to keep things fun. And you are just in time for our next dance. I believe we're calling it the Starry... however you want to pronounce that. It sounds French. It's only a few weeks away now. I'm sure it will be a lovely night. You tell the headmistress that sounds lovely indeed. And while doing so, you hand back the paper she asked you to sign. Ah, thank you. Pretty soon, Natina should be here. She is a star student. I've asked her to show you to your dorm and give you a tour around campus to help get you familiar with things. Ah, but one last thing before she gets here. Why does your demeanor seem to shift? What exactly is going on in that head of yours, headmistress? Suddenly her gaze is averted. You didn't... how do I say this? You've heard good things about the school before you came here, right? Nope, only bad ones. I've heard about headmistresses kidnapping their students in case they misbehave on the day in which they sign and sort of stuff like that. Like, after they sign stuff, the headmistress kidnaps them for only about 3 days or so, but in that time, they are taught discipline in a more forced manner by reading over lots of different academical books and stuff like that. You tell her that yes, you did. Everything you have heard about the school has seemed something wonderful. Oh, good. I mean, I figured as much. You wouldn't be here otherwise, right? Well, I suppose it's all settled then. Yeah, but getting me in the middle of the year, that's a bit sketch, don't you think? Like, the timing is always one of the more important factors. And like we discussed, you aren't going to cause us any trouble, right? I'm not looking to. Unless you want trouble to come this way, headmistress. You tell her that you would be on the best of behavior she has ever seen. Oh, good, because, well, if we had a problem... That's why I was super suspicious of this kind of behavior in the first place. So don't you dare do that. I will be sure it's taken care of immediately. But I trust you. You seem like a good kid. Now, any minute now should be... Hello? Oh, there she is. Hello, Natina. Hello. I hope I'm not too late. Not at all, you're right on time. Awesome. So you must be Flare, right? Come with me, I'll show you around all of Ether West. Well then, off you go. I do so hope you enjoy your time spent at Ether West Academy. Route complete. We didn't get any choices there, so we just captured the heart of intro by default. Right, next up. You exit the headmistress's office following Natina. She leads you down the hallway as more students turn their head to catch a glimpse of a new kid. So, my name's Natina. You could call me that, or Nettie, or Tina, or Natina. Oh, maybe you could come up with a cute nickname for me. And I could come up with one for you too, Flare. That'd be like, so cute, don't you think? Anyways, it's always great to see a new face around here. Especially because it's like, rarely ever happens. Oh man, there's so much to show you. What do you want to see first? Aha, choices. Lovely choices. I would like to see... I will go with this in order. Cafeteria. Sure, we can go to the cafeteria. It's actually not too far from where we are right now. Are you hungry? You tell Natina she has no idea. It would be very nice if we actually see the words in which the protagonist is saying to the other characters of the game. I'm sure, but then again, there could be some kind of narrative motive behind this in which we don't see what the protagonist is saying. How long were you travelling anyway? Here, let's get you some food. Oh, you have no idea. And then the guy in front of me kept sleeping and snoring at the same time. And he also has a cold as well, so the snore was even worse. Natina's heeled shoes clack against the floor as she leads you to the cafeteria. As you approach a pair of large double doors, you can only assume this is it. And here we are, in the cafeteria. So, here's the cafeteria. Nothing too special, but I do like the big windows. you take a gander around the cafeteria. There's a few students about, but unlike in the hallways, they aren't really paying much attention to you. Thank goodness. Some are sitting and talking, some are sitting and eating, some are just sitting. People watching. Aside from those few students, the cafeteria is mainly empty. That seems about right at the current time. It's a little late for lunch, but still too early for dinner. Oh, another great thing about the cafeteria is the menu alternatives every day. So you never have to worry about getting bored of the same stuff every day, you know? My friends and I tend to sit over by that table over there. You're welcome to join us anytime you want. Thank you, Nadina. I mean, unless you like to eat outside like some people. What's wrong with sitting outside to eat like some people? There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. How dare you think that there is a problem with sitting outside? If it's a lovely day to have a barbecue, then you would eat outside. You're unsure what Natina means by that. Instead of asking, you opt to thank Natina for a kind offer to sit with her at lunch. But as you open your mouth to speak, your stomach growls quite loudly. You really are hungry, huh? Let's get you a snack while we're here then. After that, where do you want to go next? It's good we're filled up. We're going to go to the library for our academic resources. Yeah, I'll show you the library. It's like super pretty. Anybody in the library that we need to know about, like the librarian, for example? Here we are! A few slushes come from all directions. It's a library. You're supposed to be quiet. Like, very quiet. Oops. I always think I'm supposed to be quiet in here. Exactly. That's what a library is meant to be. A place for calmness and concentration. Anyway, here's the library. There's books, and books galore. It is a library after all. Any book you could ever need, you're guaranteed to find here. What is the meaning of life? How can I understand romance and the other person's needs and desires? Exactly, it's all individualistic. But if I'm honest, I'm almost never in here. How comes? Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mean that in a bad way or anything, you just find books boring. It's just, like, I don't know, books aren't really my groove, you know? Okay, so it's paraphrasing it, but in a nicer way. But it's a good place to study, and if you need somewhere quiet to chill out, it's probably the best option. The librarian is also pretty chill, you know, really real easygoing and all. But don't you dare put the books in the incorrect places. As long as you're a well-behaved kid who doesn't make a mess of the place, you'll be good in her book. No pun intended. You're not a mess maker, right? Well, I don't intend to be. Just kidding. So where do you want to go next? I want to go to... You know what, we'll go to the pool next. Looks like someone heard we had a pool at school. I don't blame you. I was excited the first time I heard about it too. Like, I'd love to be able to, like, access a pool any kind of day of the week. Just being able to just go there, just swim around a lot. Like, swimming is one of my favourite activities as long as I'm actually, you know, near a swimming pool. Here's a pool. Ain't it a beauty? I mean, the pool isn't the only thing we got. We have a baseball field, a football field, a big indoor gymnasium. But I'd be lying if I said the pool wasn't my favourite. You know what, I'll say that it's my favourite as well. And this college don't even have to be part of a swim team to use it. Exactly, you can just use it for exercise. They put up a schedule at the beginning of each week to tell you when it's going to be busy, and when it isn't, you can use it as much as you like. The new design to the pool is indoors, not outdoors. Look, when it's raining, you don't want all that rainwater getting into your pool. And I think an outdoor pool is way more fun. I can agree to that, but I'd say that an indoor pool is easier to, well, slightly easier to maintain. But I guess this way, no leaves will get stuck in it, and you can still use the pool even when it's raining. Yes, I got one of those point down. It's really exciting to have such an accessible pool at school, but I don't you want to go for a dip right now, right? No, I don't even have my swimming trunks with me. Here, where shall we go next? We've only got one other option on the menu, Stuff. The courtyard. Yeah, I love the courtyard. You probably came in from there, right? I can show you the best way to get there. And alas, we are going around the courtyard. This is where we saw the headmistress at first. Here we are. This is the courtyard. Most students come in from here, sorry, since the opening faces the roadways. It's pretty big, don't you think? The biggest courtyard I've ever seen, at least. I really like that about it, because it's nice and spacious. And there's always room to chill out no matter how many students are out here. Just be sure you don't get hit in the head by any stray frisbees or wiffle balls students might be playing out here, sorry. But seriously, it's like a really nice place to hang out. Top spot, 10 out of 10. Also by a fountain as well, really nice. Make a wish. We'll probably see each other here a lot too, Flare. I look forward to it. So, where should we go to next? We've already been everywhere. Wait a minute, what am I doing? I'm taking you all these places. I should be showing you to your dorm room. Duh. Oh, Natina, you're such a scatterbrain sometimes. Blimey, opposite gender's not allowed to... Anyways, I'm sure you must be so tired, and you don't want to drop off all your stuff somewhere too, do you? Don't you? You should have told me to take you to your dorm. Well, better late than never, right? Hey, exactly. We'll head on over there now. Follow me. Natina once again starts leading you down the hallway, I mean. However, she doesn't make it a few steps before... Hold it! Natina suddenly appears disgusted at what's in front of her. You peer around to catch a sight of what could have caused such a sudden intense reaction. A frog. There is a frog in the middle of the hallway, staring up at you with wide eyes. Ribbit. Ugh, it's one of scary my stupid frogs again. The frog wears a sorry expression on his face, as if to say that he's sorry for getting in your way, and maybe also for scaring Natina. Compelled, you kneel over to the frog and open your hands in a cupped formation. The frog gently hops into your hands. You're really gonna touch that thing, Flare? Why not? What's wrong with the frog? What if it gives you warts or something? Look, Natina, are you scared of frogs or something? You can't actually get warts from frogs. Is that actually true? You can't actually get warts from frogs? Oh, really? Well, that's a relief. You still probably shouldn't be touching them, though. Why? You tell Natina that you'll release the frog outside on your way to the dorms. I doubt that's going to work. If it was in the school, then it's definitely got to be one of Mary's frogs. And those things never leave. Suddenly a sinister look begins to creep itself across Natina's face. I swear, if you're thinking of anything sinister whatsoever, I am going to have a inferno of a time for you to not do anything to this dear frog. She asks you. No! No, I'm not going to. Are you... Why would we kill it? Well, hey, I was just joking. Don't give me that look. I was just pranking you, that's all. You don't go doing that. You aren't actually upset about it, are you? You look at Natina skeptically, but decide it's best to ignore the comment. That serious look, or that sinister... Anyways... We were showing you to your dorm room, right? Yeah. So, the combination of that disgusted look on your face when you initially saw the frog, and then to that smirky evil look on your face about wants to kill it, no thanks. You definitely meant that. I mean, like we were saying, I'm sure you're exhausted and want to chill out somewhere, right? So let's go. You cross the courtyard on your way to the dorm rooms. You attempt to leave the frog by the fountain, but he immediately hops back onto your shoulder. See, I told you. The thing is probably too attached to the school to want to leave. You ask Natina if the fountain is not also part of the school. You know what I mean. Do I know what you mean? Please elaborate what is exactly what it is that you mean. Come on, let's just go to your dorm room already. And we have ourselves a companion. At least you are brought to the dorm you'll be staying in. It's clean. Tidy. Nice. The bed has been made and there's nothing on the desk. The only decorations are some generic posters dotting the wall. But you'll be sure to add your own in time. You know, I have to admit, I'm actually pretty jealous of you. How comes? You ask Natina why that is. 'Cause you got this whole room to yourself. Oh, but you were told it was 2 people per dorm. Well, yeah, but like, no one wants to stay in the room that belonged to the... What? Excuse me, Natina? Why did you just suddenly drop that kind of info on us? I was supposed to say that out loud, was I? Natina, you are quite scatterbrained to say the least. You have thoughts and processes, but they don't align. Just like with the frog earlier. You asked Natina about what she just said. Who's a dead kid? Look, it's really not that big. Well, you're making it sound like a big of a deal with that sweat mark going down your eye. It was like, it was an accident. What happened to them? Yeah. Let's try and think about this for a little bit of a moment. Is that why I was accepted so suddenly? I mean, if you want to get into the technicalities of it, but like, that makes it a good thing for you, right? The fact that we're here at the school, yes, but the sudden occurrence of how the student came to be dead still isn't out of a window of what you would call unsuspicious. Because you wouldn't have been able to make it in otherwise. So, like, maybe it's a good thing. No! It's never a good... Tina! Actually, forget it. I am not going to finish that thought. Can we please not talk about this anymore? Like I said, I wasn't really supposed to say anything. Then why did you mention it in the first place? And I could get in big trouble if anyone finds out I told you. So, like, this just between you and me, alright? You hesitantly agree. Thanks, totally owe you one. Anyways, I've been here long enough, I'm sure. You want to unpack and everything, so I'll leave you be. And seriously, don't worry about that thing I said before. Everything really is okay. See you around. Grab Natina's hand? What do you mean by that? As Natina turns to leave, you grab her by the hand. You tell her that you don't want her to leave just yet. Although you would appreciate some time to rest, and after all the events of today, you would appreciate having someone to spend time with a lot more. And if she would do you the honour, maybe you can go catch an early dinner together before you retire to your room? Aw, Flare? Well, sure, I guess we can. I'm pretty hungry myself. Just, You're going to put that fork down first, right? Alright. You gently place the fork onto your desk and tell him you'll be right back. You're kind of silly, you know that. I am not. Alright, Ben, let's go. Exactly. We're gonna go. Shortly thereafter, you arrive back at the cafeteria with Natina. And it's a bit more crowded than it was before now that it's close to what most people consider dinner time. You go to sit with Natina at one of the window tables like she claimed she always did. As you take a seat, you catch a glimpse of Natina's face. What is she doing? Contorted like that as always. Did we muck up your schedule? She is staring over another table, but you can't quite pin which table it is. Her expression reads something sour. Are you okay? Huh? You tell Natina that she was looking rather annoyed. Oh, yeah. Don't worry about it. Just some stupid BS from before you got here. You wouldn't get it. Before you go inquire any further, well, blank. Is he really coming over here? So, somebody which either has had a previous relationship with you or you've had trouble with within the class. You look over to see who Natina might be talking about. A masculine-looking figure with blue hair and rounded horns is making his way towards your table. He looks just as annoyed as Natina did a few seconds earlier. As he gets closer towards your table, Natina's expression suddenly shifts. It's as if she's controlling her emotions with a switch. Any trace of discomfort or annoyance have completely vanished. And at last, the boy reached your table. Natina greets him before either of you had a chance to speak. Oh my gosh, hi Theo! How are you doing? I was just showing Flare around the school. Did you want to say hi? Cut the rubbish, you know why I'm here. Whoa now, no need to get so aggressive. Is something wrong? Natina's question only seems to anger the boy more. This is why you volunteered to show the new kid around, isn't it? So you could try to avoid us, right? What? I don't have a clue about what you're talking about. Stop playing stupid. You tried to tell them Crowan did it, right? Stop trying to get him in trouble. Yeah, what is going on here exactly? Let's be honest. What is going on here? Flare, please don't worry about it. Seriously, Theo's just being dramatic. Dramatic? You're trying to get him expelled? Unless I'm blanking missing something. I didn't say that. We all know who did that, so why would I say Craven did it? 'Cause you're a crazy witch. What did Craven do? Actually, let's be more generic. Who is Craven? Nobody but matters. Oh, come on, funny. I could say that about you. Oh, really? That's why you're over here bothering me. I wouldn't be here if it weren't so deranged. I'm sure that's true. Could you leave me alone already? Can't you see we're busy? Yeah. You wanna try to get this one in trouble too? Ugh, no way. Flare is my friend. Yeah, just like that Mary girl was your friend too, right? That's totally different and you know it. Scary Mary's a freak, and so are you. Flare's actually cool. Yeah, we'll see how long that attitude of yours lasts. Let's see if she tries to pin a murder on you next, Flare. I can't understand what you guys are talking about. Sorry, Flare, but this isn't going to work. You should just go. At this point, you wouldn't have been able to say anything to either of them that would have diffused the situation. Listening to Natina, you left to go get dinner by yourself. Unfortunately, you weren't able to get close to Natina once Theo barged in and made everything awkward. Looks like you're going to have to try again. Do what? That's fine. That is absolutely fine. Was it really a whoopee cushion? Wait, what? Wah! Natina breaks out into a sob. Even though Theo and Natina were having a scuffle earlier, nobody has turned their heads to look this way. Until now, practically everyone in the cafeteria has turned to face your table. Theo, please leave me alone. I just want to have a nice time with Flare. It's their first day and I want to make a nice impression. You... Why are you yelling at me? Did you want to make me cry? Can't you just leave me alone for one day? You're making me look bad and... Damn, she's really crying. Please leave me alone. Jeez. Alright, I'm going. This isn't over though. You aren't going to get away with this. Wow. Theo quickly shuffles away from you guys. He clearly didn't enjoy everyone's eyes on him, sorry. Natina sniffles for a few seconds longer and then... Phew, thank goodness that's over. So, what did you want to eat? Well, it seems we captured Heart together, something like that. You and Natina shared dinner together. She did most of the talking, with most of it being about herself. You learned that she's part of a cheerleading team, but being in the pool is still her favourite thing. The swim uniforms aren't as cute as the cheerleading ones, though. The more she talked about it, it started to seem like she only joined the cheerleading team to get her hands on a new cute outfit that she could flaunt about. You also learned that, according to her, she is well liked. It's just a few of the freaks around the school that have a problem with her. She's a nice person, that's what she says at least. But hey, it's alright. You're not a freak. So she likes you. And that's just what you want. Exactly. By the time Natina walks you back to your dorm, the sun is already setting. You've still got much to unpack, but that can wait until tomorrow. Say, Flare, now they're away from everyone. That was like super clever of you. Like really clever. Like almost downright sinister. I think you're not as angelic as that face you put on. You told Natina that you could say the same to her, but alas, her face is much more angelic than yours. Oh, Flare, stop that. Flattery will get you, well, it depends on the person. I should probably get going though. I gotta get ready for tomorrow, you know. And thanks again for backing me up back there. I think you and I are gonna get along really well, more so than I anticipated. So let's hang out again soon, okay? Success! You captured Natina's heart. Well, but head teacher's heart was not that hard to capture. It was only one route throughout the goddamn game. It ain't something like that along the lines of success. Right, now Theodore. Warning, this route contains smoking tobacco use. Goodness sakes. Right, it's been about 2 days since you started school here. It's been nice. And you've been able to decorate your room a bit more too. And we got ourselves something that looks like a torchic. What is that game up there? Oh gosh, I've played it recently. It was not in my basement or something like that. That character. You stretch out again to get ready for class, and your little froggy friend looks up at you from your desk. It appears as if he wants to come with you. You pat the little buddy on his head and tell him that you'll be back before he knows it. You might both get in trouble if someone sees you carrying a frog around after all. The frog seems to accept this as he hops onto your bed. Looks like someone is going to take a nap. Slipping your shoes on, you grab your backpack and some books and begin to head on to class. Math is your first class of the day. Although you've only been here a few days, your mind is already shifting through the formulas you're supposed to remember. You did all your homework last night, and although you aren't completely sure about it, you at least have the safety net of knowing your teacher will go easy on you. Being the new kid can have its perks too. As you cut through the courtyard to get to your classroom, you think back to everything you packed with you today, and in doing so bump into someone in your distraction. And who else should it be but Theodore? Of course, you remember Theodore. He was a boy who aggressively confronted Natina the other day. You say hello to him. Do I know you from somewhere? You're Natina's friend, right? Yes, that's right. Let's be truthful here. Let's be truthful that we are indeed friends, but then again, this could be the case that we just mucked up this route already. Yeah, I thought so. Don't talk to me. Well, so much about interaction. Seems like you won't be getting close to yeah, maybe you should try again with that route by just simply saying no, we aren't friends. No? You explain to Thea that you're only on friendly terms with Natina, but you are not friends with her. Regardless of how you feel towards Natina, it's clear that to you that Theo probably won't like you if you associate too heavily with her. And with your goal being to get as many people as possible to like you, well, you best play it safe. I see. I guess I can understand that. What was your name again? Flare, right? Well, I need to get to class. See you later. Thanks. Thank you for that, for walking past me again to his way to the classroom. As you're going to continue to class, you take a step forward and stop. You stepped on something. It's a pack of cigarettes. Well, you know you weren't carrying those. Do these belong to Theo? You cautiously pick up the pack of cigarettes and secure them in the side pocket in your back. I would not put them there. You decide what to do with these after class. Yeah, give them back to Theo, for goodness sakes. Class goes by just fine. Nobody notices the cigarettes in your bag, and you have no reason to take them out of your bag either. So all is alright. You continue to go about your day, and before you know it, it's lunchtime. And you walk down the hall and begin to make your way to the cafeteria. You haven't made many friends yet, so you usually either take your lunch to go or sit next to Natina if you find her in there. But today, Flare! Hello, Natina. She found you. Hey, you heading to lunch? Let's sit together again. I've got, the juiciest story to tell you, okay? Like, for realsies. You won't even believe it. Flare? Are you okay? Huh? You seem kind of spacey. I'm just thinking. You decide to not show Natina cigarettes. Instead, you tell her what you were just thinking of your homework for tonight. You were just feeling a bit overwhelmed, that's all. Flare, it's okay. I'm sure your teachers understand. Plus, if it ever really gets to be too much, you could probably just copy it from someone else. Like everyone does it, let's be real. Anyways, come on. I'm sure if you get some food in your stomach, you'll feel much better anyways. You find it hard to argue with that. You are rather hungry. You continue with Natina to the cafeteria. You enjoy lunch together with her, once again rambling to you about everything she knows and more. Truthfully, it's a bit hard to keep up with at times. But it makes her happy and you don't have much to say anyways. You part ways after lunch and continue to the next class. Class goes as expected, and soon the school day will be over. You're still unsure about what to do with the cigarettes when... Flare? You run into the headmistress in the hallway. How have you been enjoying school life? Is it everything you expected it to be? I'm not going to show her the goddamn cigarettes, what the hell? You decide not to show the headmistress cigarettes. Instead, you tell her that school life has been treating you well and that you're happy to be here. Unless she's the one who's smoking. Anyways, I'm so happy to hear that. I was so worried. And everything is alright, right? I know students can be quite the gossip at times. You think back to Natina mistakenly bringing up a dead student, and the argument she seems to have with Theo about it. You decide that your knowledge of the situation is best left unknown to her. You tell her everything is alright, the school is lovely, and everyone talks highly of the institution. Oh, wonderful. I love to hear that. Well, I won't hold you up any longer. You need to get to class, right? Hope you continue to enjoy your time here. If you have any issues, you know who to call. Thanks. You know, you could just say that I found these cigarettes rather than just presenting the cigarettes out, because assumptions will be led to believe that you are the owner of those. The headmistress continued down the hallway, leaving you alone with your thoughts. You continued on towards your next class, hoping to keep the box secret until you could see Theo again. And before you knew it, the day was nearing its end. You hadn't seen Theo the rest of the day. But maybe you can catch him tomorrow. You call out for your little froggy buddy. Keeping him in your dorm all day is less than ideal, but he doesn't want to go anywhere else, it seems. You're hoping that eventually you can bring him some stuff to play around with while you're in class. But for now, he'll have to settle for taking naps and looking out the window. You attempt to give the frog some dried crickets. They were selling it in snap pockets at the store. Despite your attempts to feed him, the frog seems less than interested. Oh dear. You leave the crickets on the desk for him anyways. Maybe he'll touch it eventually. But for now, you need to go to bed. You have class tomorrow. Class tomorrow? Make sure to get ready extra fast. You weren't sure when Theo normally leaves a class, but this was probably your best bet if you wanted to see him again. You sat by the fountain and waited. Hopefully they eventually run into Theodore. Before you could get very far, you run up to him and grab him tight by the shoulder. Whoa, hey, watch it! Oh, it's you. Can I help you with something? You finally remove a cigarette box from your book bag and show it to Theo. Well, sheesh, dude. Watch what you're waving that thing. Theo hurriedly grabs a pack from your hands and shoves it into his pockets. He looks around nervously to make sure nobody saw what just transpired. After a few moments, he takes a deep breath. Then he turns to you. These are mine? You explain that to Theo that you figured he dropped them when you bumped into each other yesterday. So you kept these? And you didn't even rat me out or nothing. You tell Theo that he wants to return them to him. Yo, nice! That's actually really cool of you. Sheesh, you're gonna make me feel bad for getting all mad in front of you the other day. Hey, follow me for a second. We'll follow Theo. You know. Follow Theo. Good choice. Come on, my dorm isn't far. Are you gonna slack off from school then? Leads you to his dorm. A few students you pass seem to look at you quizzically, as if wondering why you're heading back towards the dorms when class is starting soon. Still, no one was stopping you. Eventually make it to Theo's dorm room. He unlocked the door and gestured you inside. Oh gosh, what's in here? Well, Theo's dorm certainly was something. You're like 90% sure he isn't allowed to do this. There's room advised to check up on this kind of stuff, right? How odd were these markings? What's that look for? Who? Oh, I didn't mean to click that immediately. You're in my school. Thanks. I try. I like it better this way, you know. So I'm glad you agree. Anyways, Theo moves to sit over on his bed. As he does so, he takes out a cigarette. Oh, duh, my stupid manners. Do you want one? No, I'm okay. Alright, good, cause these packs cost me too much to want to share. You asked Theo what would happen to him if people were to find out he had these. Happened before. Normally just a slap on the wrist, but I think they caught me a few too many times now. I'll be honest, they've been letting me off easy, but they said if I get caught another time, they're gonna call home. Theo looked to the ground silently for a few moments. He was clearly thinking of what a home call would entail, and judging from my expression that loomed over his face, it definitely would be something good. That's why I'm glad you got this blank back in my hands without anyone knowing. Seriously, you saved me a lot of headache. I feel really bad actually. Kind of figured you would want to be, well, someone blanky, so it seemed like you were getting along well with Natina. But hey, I guess I judged wrong. You're actually not that bad. I mean, I don't know how many people wouldn't just turn this stuff in, or hell, even just throw it out. Say, why didn't you? Well, they belong to you. Oh, that's... Yeah, they do belong to me, huh? Glad somebody understands that concept. Yeah, sorry, it's nothing. Just, I don't know. Hearing you say that feels nice. you feel like you owe people things? Do you normally not have your own things? No, I do. It's nothing really. Forget I said it. Anyways, it was nice to share a chill moment together like this. I suppose if you want to still catch your first class or arrive super early to your second class, you probably should leave now. But hey, this was nice. Thanks again. I'll see you around. Although it feels a bit awkward by the end of it. Maybe you could try again? Oh, goodness sakes. Really now? Do you feel like you owe people things? Nah. I mean, do you? You tell Theo that sometimes you do. Before you came here, you lived with your dad. When you were chosen to come to the school, well, you felt you owe it to him to do well. He was excited for you. It's not everybody that gets to come here after all. It's only natural to feel indebted to him in some way. Yeah, I get that. Though your reasoning sounds sweet. I guess if there's any motivation to try to do well here, it's to keep seeing my friends here. Certainly not for anyone back at home. They don't even want me growing my hair out. Can you believe that? I mean, it's my damn hair, ain't it? What do they care? I think they're just looking out for you. You ask Theo why he doesn't just grow it out now that he's at school. I wish, but now I can't do that. They video call me all the time or constantly ask for pictures, not to mention we still haven't taken school pictures this year. And I really don't need to hear my mom say stuff and moan about my hair all the time. Can't blank and moan about this though. They never see this stuff. And I guess you're part to thank her for that, right? If you had told me, I would have never heard the end of it. So thanks for not doing that, pretty boy. Pretty boy? That was just... I use nicknames a lot for my friends, but I did just meet you, huh? Sorry about that. You tell Phil not to worry about it. You feel honored he considers you as a friend. You call him the same. Yay, we did the same. Hell yeah. So that is it for the moment. So when future chapters come out, so there could be like at least one more chapter. But as these go along, obviously we'll be going through the majority more of the game. But there seems to be at least two kind of romances going on. There could be some differing with the chapters. Like, let's say, there could be like a split chapter where it could be between two different people. And then from there, it would diverge into another part of the game. But I'm not sure how it would work out considering this is a chapter upon sort of thing. Also, intros was very easy to acquire since there wasn't any choices in that regard. But I quite enjoy this game, and we shall see what awaits in the future of this game when more chapters are released. Thank you so much for watching and take care of yourselves, folks. There's a link down in the description below where you can download this game for yourselves and see what mysteries you can unravel from this game. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all in the next time. Have a good day and take care of yourselves.